we can open. Now another issue we don't be concern we na classrooms, enough classrooms. We still say the deaf and dumb then they raise concern but then they see they not get enough classrooms and safe teachers them no the for like the one they were they're not able to pay them because of all the challenges that they get. What do you think about some of them concern indeed?
You know, the deaf and dumb, na my neighbor, na my immediate neighbor them. So, I mean, I'll not go even be the wrong person for also ask that particular question. I go tell you, say, me not the right person for ask that question. You know, when you come to deaf and dumb education at this country, is zero. I go tell you that day. I mean, it is completely zero because this, even though then they do extremely well, the administration they do their own best for make sure say they provide that education to them, but then very challenge. One, you come to infrastructure, the infrastructure is very poor. It come to learning materials, they no get them, you know, and waiting the subventions where the schools that they receive no able for buy the expensive gadgets they need for them, even handling the picking them, particularly when they move from the deaf and dumb to secondary school. You know, some of them can manage to then go JSS3. After that, next thing they think about is either for go land carpentry or you go na abacha for go seller. Because this country, the knowledge of handling deaf and dumb children is very low. So, in fact, waiting my colleague with the deaf and dumb, they try for advocate very strongly that there is all need now that the land is there at the deaf and dumb school. Now, just for we get kind people we go come to the deaf and dumb school, build for them a vocational training center, build for them a secondary school, build for them a secondary school. We go able for accommodate them here because believe me, it is very challenging for educate a blind child, even for the other schools, the other category of disability, like the blind children. We always they cry out for a vocational training center. You know, let we look. If we get picking them, just like we get the sighted picking them, not to everybody able go school and be sit down at office. Not to everybody able go school and become manager. Now the same thing, like the blind picking them, like the other category of disability. You know, we get some picking them we're not academically inclined. Now the school for the blind. So what do we do with those kind of children? No, for we as professionals, what we always don't talk to we kind of people and we kind of organizations them, to the government and to the private sector, come and give us a vocational training center where them people are not able for learn the braille, they're not able to go secondary school. Now this vocational center we go able to train them people so that then self go able live a useful life, just as the president they work very hard for eradicate or for minimize street begging. We also want for join them so that then people go avoid the streets. And then it will only be possible if we get them vocational training centers and they where picking and we not able to go through the formal education, then go able for learn, for do various things, we then go able to sell and then self go live a very comfortable life and then by where them big.
So what do you think about the issue of the enough classroom?
Yes, the enough classrooms, we not get enough all the schools them. Not get enough classrooms. Some schools then you go see them join two classes in one class. You know, so when it comes to them to them classrooms, then they actually a very serious challenge. You come to the Milton Maga School for the Blind, we get very big land, a very vast land. In fact, the kind of admission way are they get in that particular school now. You know, there is all need that the school for the blind get for expand. That building they not get for do. For we not actually want blindness for day in the increase, but truly and honestly blindness they on the increase, and we not get any option but picking them we don't become blind. What do? We have to make sure say we provide them education. We get for make sure say we provide them with accommodation. And as it stands now with the intake that we get at the school is very challenged at this moment. So now that make sure say we advocate to government, to the private sectors that you visit us at the Milton Maga School for the Blind. Look at the land what we get. We go able for erect even another body home day. We go able for erect quarters day. We go even for erect vocational training centers for them picking and they were not able for go school in the formal way. We go able for erect more classrooms, more facilities, now that compound day, and even to other institutions. You come to the deaf and dumb, they also get that kind land day where they go able for erect more classes, more quarters, more vocational training center. You go to Cheshire Home and all schools for the blind in the country and all special needs institutions. Believe me, we only think that as a people, as a country, if we develop disability education at this country, honestly and truly, we go also help for develop the country, because that go make sure say government not get the burden for see disabled people in the street for big. Government also not go get the burden for always think say we for continue for give arms to them people here. So we call on the government, we call on every meaningful Sierra Leonean for come together so that we go continue for provide the quality education to them disabled people here.
So now don't make this known to the ministry, because we know say this the structure now one thing where they part of the free quality education where the government they always promote, we make sure the ministry don't launch the zero makeshift campaign where for say schools them way like no they in that proper structure form then get a good structure and self make classrooms them. So with this challenge where special needs schools then they get, when I don't make a known to the ministry.
Yes, the Minister of Basic Education is a very young and dynamic man. I mean, and I will tell you, say, I mean, he's a very visionary man. We're ready for push education at this country together with the team at the Ministry of Education, and we safe. Actually, they work with them. They at the ministry day, where they make sure say all waiting. We they discuss the challenges what they get. We they push them to the ministry, because we not only want for say situation outside they erect more classrooms to able schools them, then to the special schools they also we get other needs. They not erect their classrooms and they. So we think say everywhere, whether you are, we in special schools, we in schools for the blind, we in schools for the hearing impaired, we in schools for physically challenged, we get for be given equal treatment. So towards the classroom, we don't inform the ministry, and we sure say they're not go leave we out, they're not go left we out, then go make sure say they consider we when the time comes.
So as we there about for reopening school, what's next going forward?
Going forward, we dey call on the government, the Ministry of Basic Education, I mean the basic education, for pay attention to the special needs institutions here. You know, they say nothing for us without us. That means if you don't include we by the planning of disability, believe me, you know go get them right with we. So we dey call on the government for make sure say they help we with subventions so that we picking them will come back to school. The blind and visually impaired picking them, now lovely picking them. The hearing impaired picking them, now lovely picking them. The physically challenged picking them, now lovely picking them. What they actually need now opportunities. We go ensure say then go school, then become waiting managers, directors, lawyers, doctors in the future. But that will only possible if the country, as a country, we come together and stop this marginalization. You get certain people we just think say discrimination for happen at all levels. I mean, but you also get kind of people we also believe in the promotion and in the advancement of disability education, in blindness education, and we want for call on the government and all people in private sector, the individuals, churches, mosques, organizations, for always visit we at the Milton Magai School for the Blind, and so that we all together, whatever you get, whatever you have, come to the school. We are a family, one family, and we will continue for live as one family. We will continue for educate them pick here. And any side you get a blind picking, no make that picking a sidona also. Come with them na the Milton Magai School for the Blind. Come with them. You not get for pay a single cent for cow that pikine na the school for the blind, because if you left that pikine big and old and you not get education, you go na street and it will become a burden to you. So we call on everybody, every Sierra Leonean, visit the Milton Magai School for the Blind, come to we, and we go surely make you feel lively. Thanks to all the one that we don't support we, and we want for continue for call on una for not for relent to una come the Miltimagai School for the Blind na a national school, na a school where some Miltimagai think say if for establish for provide that quality of education to all Pikine where they live with blindness in this country. So once more I say thank you and let God bless una all, and to your Papa government, let them fast track the subvention to all the special needs institutions them, so that we not go late for opening the schools then by.
Okay, well, plenty thank you, Gemini program. Well, that's not the headmaster for the Miltimagai School for the Blind. Salut Toure, be they talk about the opening of school and serve the challenge where the school they face. Well, now the program we on challenge go for today. Plenty thank you to DJ Ahmad for technical support and Seth Moses Kevra. We make you watch we live now Radio Democracy Facebook page. Well, me don't be presenter Princess Spears. Don't forget for listening every Thursday 4 to 5 p.m. for this program we on challenge where they give voice to all disabled people them na the country. So to meet again and they say tata.
You want to know wetin dey happen na the disabled community na Salone?
Now for listening to we on challenge program where Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. They bring to you every Thursday 4 to 5 p.m.
The program they bring to you issue we get for do with people where they live with disability. By way how in they look inside disabled law them, talk to policy maker them, plus other people, and we on challenge. Therefore all disabled na Salone.
The program they come to you every Thursday 4 to 5 p.m.
We on challenge for all disabled people na Salone.
I'm everybody wants respect. Okay, you're giving me respect.
Okay, we'll be back. That's this program. We'll go now join BBC.
Perilous journeys across hostile terrain made more dangerous by COVID-19.